Hello, gamers. It's time for more Star Sector. I think where we left off last time, I was going to be buying new cruisers to replace these ramming ships. Because they weren't really doing as well as you'd really like for all of this modded content. I think they're strong enough to beat vanilla content, but if I want to beat a lot of these boss fights that have been added by mods, probably going to need something a bit more reliable. Oh god, jump scare, I forgot I had it opened. Maybe next time I should just get really close to the mic and scream it as loud as possible, just to catch everyone off guard. That would be pretty funny. Especially if you're not listening with headphones, which I don't know why you'd be doing that, but I like to imagine somebody's listening at like their office or something, and they just don't have their headphones plugged in, and then I could just scream into that, and everyone now knows they're listening to a live stream. That would be really funny to me. Probably not for them, but it would be for me. Is it Onslaught time? I don't think so. I don't think so. Probably not going to do Onslaught. It is a good ship, but I think I want to pick up some more modded ships. Hey, first time catching a stream. Well, welcome, Austin Kim. Plays the hobby intro. Yeah. That would be a good way of doing it. Just play that sound. I'm sure that would cause at least a couple of heart attacks. But yeah, we're going to be trading these guys in and see what we can replace them with, because they all got kinda wrecked. The Tyrant from Iron Shell. I might have tried it before. I think that's one of the capitals, right? If I trade these in for more capital ships, then that would let me switch over from management to training. So that might be worth doing. What is the use case of the Hyperion? It's so expensive to field and is harder to arm effectively than a Tempest. Well, it's got better flux stats. It's got a teleporter. It's got more ordnance points. It's got triple medium slots that you can then fit like a cryoblaster into. Like, yeah, it is more expensive, but you get a lot for it. The baseline flux stats are just way higher. And the teleporter, it's kind of hard to... It's kind of hard to understate how good a teleporter is. That's the use case for the Hyperion. Yeah, so let's just head... So then, yeah, because the first thing I want to do is get new ships, and then I want to deal with this. Hyver Expedition. Honestly, let's see. Space forces are evenly matched, so it looks like it's not too difficult, but at the same time, I do have a few story points to work with. So I could burn one of them just to avoid having to deal with that. On the other hand, I do need to use those story points to build into the new ships that I'm getting, so maybe I don't want to burn them right away. Time for Goans. Yeah, I do believe a single Goan would replace all four of them. That is what would happen. And I'm pretty sure I have one in storage. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, because I've used the Goan before, but I haven't used it in a video, so... Well, to be fair, I haven't really done any mod content in videos. Yeah, because I was kind of avoiding the Goan because I'm thinking about the playthroughs I've done. And it's like, yeah, I've already used that, but I haven't used that on stream or anything, so there's really no reason to avoid it. That's probably a better idea, actually. Instead of going and trying to hunt down new ships on the market, let's just use the Goan that I have. I like that. Let's do that. We're going home. Going to the egg market. Bye. Yeah, the Gon has a lot going for it. It's basically got 3 ship systems because the side modules have their own systems. Although, I mean, both of them are mines, but it's like they both you get double mines. And then the main central part. The thing is, if I'm going to run a Gon in the fleet, then I kind of have to give up the Odyssey, because I'd rather pilot the Gon myself. I would really rather pilot it myself. And I'm not going to leave the Odyssey with an AI. Those Iron Shell ships are missing the Aquila reactor protocol. Yeah, that does seem to be an important hull mod for Iron Shell. Some strategies, but I'm honestly not exactly sure how it works. I haven't read it too much. Something that I have not used extensively. That's a lot of stuff. Alright, because if I go over here, yeah, I've got this Gon just sitting here. I've also got this thing. How about this? I might be able to get the AI to use this. I hope so, because it looks cool. 45 deployment points. Yeah, if I switch the Odyssey over to this, what's the system? Zealot drive. Well, that's a bit vague. It's got flavor text rather than a description of what it does. So let's just... I'm not sure I want the AI using that, but it would be really funny. So I'll consider it. Yeah. Wait, it's got a ballistic on the left and a hybrid on the right? Wait a minute, that's not symmetrical. Gatebreaker Shrapnel Cannon. Removing this hull mod swaps the weapon to the next. Okay, yeah, so this is one of those where you click this and it swaps between different options. Shrapnel, Heavy Flamer, Rebellion Autocannon, Shrapnel Cannon. This thing does not have point defense. Yeah, this could be a fun flagship, but I'm starting to think that this might be a bad idea to give that to the AI. The more that I look at it, the more it looks like that is a very risky move. It doesn't have point defense. It's very limited in terms of turrets. As a player, it's probably fun, though. You use the Zealot drive, get in there, and then fire off 4 large weapons. With some pretty spectacular opportunities for different combinations. Legion is pretty AI-proof, that's true. I think this one might be... Yeah, I think this is the one that you get from the... Both of these are from the AI fleet. So I can't actually put human officers in these. Which is a little concerning, because they are going to be reckless, just by their nature. Well, let's just start with this thing. Let's start by outfitting this thing, and we're going to put... You know, the Odyssey, it's been fun. But it's time to put the old toys away. It's time for the new hotness. Can I repair this? Yeah, no, it's going to take 2.5 million credits to remove these 2D mods. Structural damage is pretty bad, so it's going to be worth removing that when I can. But for the moment, it's just too expensive. Although it does rely more on shields, so it's not like it's the end of the world. You can also... Yeah, you can. You can S-mod the modules separately from the main hull. That's true. Which sometimes is a downside, but sometimes there's sometimes it's an upside. It depends on which hull mods you're talking about. Old toys in reference to the Odyssey. Let's not think of... Alright, let's not read into that too much. Okay. I mean, for such a big ship, it does surprisingly not... Oh, these actually point forward. Interesting. So you could have like 4 large energies converge, kind of like a Paragon, but then also 2 large missiles. That is pretty wild. Now it doesn't... The centralized targeting core only gives 80% range, but... You kind of make up for that with the Super Cruise mode, letting you scoot around the battlefield. Nia has all the cool sprites. That's true. The Scalar Tech ships look pretty awesome. And the annoying Legio. Well, yeah, apparently people have... It's a bit controversial in the community, you might say. Some people don't like it. And some people do like it. I have not actually done anything with Legio, so I don't know. You know, maybe in my next run I'll have to try and find out. But that's for the future. Yeah, these slots are definitely going to be resonators. Speaking of, missile specialization is obviously going to be the choice here. No question. Everything else, I might switch that over to field modulation. I might switch that over. We will have to see. Crew under strength? Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. We're going to need a lot more. So, let's go 3,000. Yeah, that seems good. How many supplies is this going to eat up? 200? Seems about right. Swap off energy mastery? Well, it does have a lot of energy weapons, so even if you ignore the first part, the damage bonus, 4 large energy mounts getting 10% reduced flux is pretty big. And the range bonus, I mean, it's alright, but I feel like we probably don't need that. I think we're probably going to be fine without it. FYI, if you give the Legion 2 Tin Aeolus, they can merc just about anything. Is the Tin Aeolus the one of the large missiles from Scalar Tech? Ah, this thing, yeah. How good is it? I'm not really sure. I haven't used it too much. But, I mean, I guess you're saying it's good. Okay. I'm tempted to go double Squall anyways. It's just kind of hard to go wrong with them. But it would be more exciting to use some of the modded missiles. Like one of these things. I don't know what these do. Let's read about it. Let's see. 1500 range is a bit short for a large missile. It kind of looks like a swarmer, but energy. And with recharging ammo. Kind of what it looks like here. Wait a minute, these are actually different. This one's ST, and this one's not ST. They're both Efreet Mark II Burst Swarmer, but this one's got a dash ST. What does that mean? Generates to flux auto replicator. It generates flux on reload rather than on firing. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Omega weapons are such a cool concept. I just wish they were more special. Well, a lot of them are very special, as it is. Like a reality disruptor, I mean, try using it. It definitely feels special, I can tell you that. Man, I could... now, I could try putting the volatile particle drivers in these side slots. That would be interesting. And giving both of them like S-modded expanded magazines. Although they are a bit far back, so the decay would be worse in these slots. But they do have a lot of base range, so maybe it's not the end of the world. Because I do want to have, like, if I am going to run the Rift Torpedo, then this would be the spot to put it. Under direct control from the player. Because anything you put into these side slots is going to be under AI control. Disruptor works good on Go and tested it. I mean, the Disruptor works good on anything. It's just very good. It's extremely good. I mean, it's the reality disruptor. It's kind of hard to beat. One of them shoots the rockets as a bunch and the other as a stream, if I recall correctly. Okay. So that would be the difference. Oh, ST is probably means stream. Yeah, okay. So they are very slightly different. You can see that the regular one shoots them in a cluster. This one shoots them a bit more spread out. Although I'm not sure why you would bother with that, to be honest. Let's try throwing up a target. Well, no, I should probably get more weapons before doing that. I do want to start testing it, though, because this looks like it's going to be pretty fun. It's a perfect slot for a Cryoblaster. These I'm probably going to fill up with mining lasers. At least to start with. I might upgrade them to better point defense, but for the moment, there's a lot of small energy slots. So I'm just going to fill them up with mining lasers. Okay. Yeah, because I am going to need to upgrade some of these if I want any reasonable point defense. Xiphos probably not a good idea. Probably not. Now, this thing is pretty far back into the hull. It's going to need to be something with decent range. Like the Fletchet gun. Better flux efficiency and better DPS than a hypervelocity driver at the same range, but much lower. Yeah, it has to split in order to do the kinetic damage. It's got a lot of downsides compared to it. In exchange for just having higher DPS. Okay. You're starting to see something come together. These I can use for point defense, I think. Once the heavy burst laser gets buffed, it might even be good in these slots. Actually, it might be good enough that I can use it now. Even if it's not great. Although, auto lances. Auto lances. Wait a minute. And then I can use these small slots. Yeah. That could be really good. Does look like we're a bit lacking on anti-armor, to the point that I'm tempted to use a disintegrator here. It's got better range. But it's just yeah, this thing needs a buff. It's a good thing it's getting buffed. Are Wanzers any good? They do seem to be pretty... Yeah, I would say they're good. It might be like a personal frigate escorting you all the time. I don't know if I'd go that far. But they are pretty good. Top speed 120. It is pretty slow. Huh. How many Wanzers do I have? Because I want to fill out all of these. Yeah. For some reason, it looks like I have like one of every different type. That's a bit funny. I could buy these. But if I was going to use Wanzers... Wait a minute. A long time ago... Hold on. I could have sworn I had some of the transforming ones like a lot earlier in the run. Although maybe I lost them when I lost the ship that was carrying them. Which Venture variant is the best, in your opinion? I think it's probably the Pirate one. It's got that large missile slot. If I had to guess. The Panther one seems kind of like a meme. Although if you're doing a safety override fleet, it might be okay. And the basic Venture is decent. At least for like mid-game. Early to mid-game. Xiphos 14. Is that a thing? Is there a 14th Legion variant of the Xiphos in Iron Shell? I've never heard of that. Counterpoint, Panther Venture puts the cruiser in battlecruiser. That is kind of true. I'll give you that. I've got a lot of shock repeaters. Although I don't really see shock repeaters as being a pure point defense weapon. I see them more as a mix between an EMP weapon and a point defense weapon. So using them like this doesn't seem like a good idea. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go with a bunch of burst lasers up there. And a couple back here. And then the rest can be mining lasers, and that seems fine. As far as weapons go. Hull mods, don't need this. It's a bit odd that you can click on it, but it's incompatible. Because there's a similar, like, it should just be using the same system as whatever they've done with the Advanced Targeting Core and the Paragon, because that just doesn't let you click on it in the first place. What's the best missile aside from the Squall for the Pirate Venture? I don't know. I haven't used it a whole lot. I mean, you could probably, if you have a lot of them, you could probably mass up a lot of Hurricanes. Locust is always a decent option. But beyond that, I don't know. If there's anything like particular for the Pirate Venture that you wouldn't use elsewhere. Venture P loves Mervs and Dragonfire. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If you have a lot of them, you can mass up torpedoes or Mervs. Although honestly, if you're running a lot of them, you could probably just run a mix. You could have like 6 Pirate Ventures, the Squalls, and then 6 of them with, because they're only like 14 deployment points. I don't know if I would want to run that fleet, but you could do that. So only have 1 to sue. That's unfortunate. Don't think I'm going to run support and fighters. What are these? Top speed 300, proximity mine, interceptor. You know, well, I've never used these before, so I'll give them a try. We will just run 5 of them, and we will see if they're any good as an interceptor. We will give you a chance. Okay. I don't think we need missile racks because we're mostly relying on weapons with ammo regeneration. So that's not going to be... It's a lot of ordnance points that we don't need to spend. Hardened shields for sure. Let's get a flux distributor. Stabilized shields. Solar shielding and an S-mod. I do like getting resistant flux conduits. And... yeah, I think I also want accelerated shields. I'm going to have to S-mod... well, I want to S-mod solar shielding anyways. For that sweet S-mod bonus. Accelerated shields, there we go. I mean, that looks pretty good for now. And then on the sides... still got plenty of ordnance points to work with. Wait, it lets you put dedicated targeting core despite having a centralized targeting core. Yeah, well, it doesn't actually... let you put it on. It just, you can click on it and it says the hull mod is incompatible, which I'm not sure why it is that way. Maybe they just couldn't replicate whatever the base game did with the advanced targeting core, which is what I would have assumed they would do. But I guess they just couldn't figure out how to replicate that and made an alternative system for it. Well, regardless, I don't think that's too important. Yeah, we do have a lot of ordnance points to work with here. So, deck crew might be good, although I don't think it's super necessary because it's already got bridgehead design, which is like, it's like expanded deck crew but better, and it's just built into the ship. So probably not necessary. Oh, you know what? These side modules count as cruisers, so they can get escort package. That's so awesome. Wait, do they get... hold on. Do they get the bonus constantly from the escort package because they're right next to the main body, which counts as a capital ship? Is that how that works? Because if that's how that works, that's really funny. I'm not going to grab it, but that is really funny. So we definitely want that. Let's get all of that. Let's get that. Turret gyros, yes. Don't need a whole lot of flux dissipation. I don't want to burn all of my story points on this, but eventually I do want to start S-mounting some stuff. But for now, I think this is the way to go. Yeah, I can't really use a mining blaster because, well, I could use a mining blaster up here, but no, it's going to be too short ranged. Let's copy this. Okay. You want resistant flux conduits, followed by this. I feel like I'm missing something here. Magazines, that's it. That's kind of important. All in on the magazine weapons. In fact, I might S-mod the magazines. Might have to S-mod those. Just like that. Those are going to be good. Okay. Do I want to S-mod anything else for the main ship? Maybe a flux distributor. That's always good to S-mod. Given how important... Yeah, the shields are kind of... I might want to switch over to field modulation. I think I'm going to do that. As much as I like impact mitigation on pretty much every capital ship, I think in this case I'm going to want field modulation. And that's going to burn through my story points, yeah. Alright. Let's see how this runs. See how it feels. Well, first, would be funny if it had 4 Ulans. That would be pretty funny. Just going all in on the Ulan siege lasers. Although I think it'd be funnier on a Paragon where they end up with 2,000 range. That would be awesome, because that thing would just completely control the battlefield. Yes, it's all the missiles. Okay, I think the resonators I'm going to want on auto fire. And I'll manually control these two, although I might actually set this one to auto fire as well. If I don't like it, I can always turn it off later. I'll just manually control the rift torpedo and let everything else fire by itself. Because I've also got to control the fighters. So if I don't have to switch around too many targets, or too many weapon groups, that'll be nice. Does this ship have the single weapon from the ship's mod? It does. It has exactly one. The Tussle Fletchet gun. It has exactly one from the mod that it's in. And I think I'll use my last story point to grab this. There we go. Now, in order to actually fit this into the fleet, I'm going to have to drop off some in storage. So I guess you and you. And we're still 5 over. Oh, that's no good, because then I'd have to disable one of these. I can probably do that, it's fine. Unless I switch one of you over to a smaller cruiser. That would also work, because that is the direction I'm going anyways. So I guess for the moment I'm just going to mothball your ship, and I'm going to drag it around. Right up until I replace those. That is going to be the plan for now. If I take this into the simulator... I have a lot of point defense ammo. I don't know if I want to go up against that, but... We do have a reality disruptor, and those are pretty awesome. And maybe fire the resonators at something that actually has shields. Alright, it's time for peak modded Star Sector, where there's just a bunch of crap going on screen and nobody has any idea what's going on. Let's go. What do you think of the Teniola rocket, by the way? It seems comparable to the torpedo to me. I haven't used it too much, so I honestly can't say. Alright, let's get in there. I guess we did hit it with the rift torpedo, because it looks like it's not having a good time over there. mean, you gotta love this. It's just peak modded Star Sector. What the hell is going on? It's a lot of flashing lights and pretty colors, so my brain is satisfied. What the hell is going on? I love this. This is great. Finally getting to use the funny big spindle carrier. Nice. First time watching this live. A welcome hit with bricks. We are certainly hitting the enemy with some bricks. I can tell you that much. Well, the thing about Battlestars is that if we took Battlestar Galactica and we put Battlestars into this game, they would be low-tech. Right? Their whole thing is they rely on a ton of armor and flak. That's their shtick. They would, like, the closest thing to a Battlestar is the Legion. In fact, the Legion might even be inspired by Battlestars, because it really is directly that concept. You load up some flak, you load up some fighters, it's got heavy armor, it's everything. It's a Battlestar. This makes vanilla look gritty and realistic. Exactly. That is what happens when you load up a bunch of mods. I mean, to be fair, some of these are Omega weapons, but Omega weapons are kind of designed to feel like modded content in a way. Depending on how you want to look at that. Shieldless Legion, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, that feels pretty good. That feels pretty good. Got a bunch of mining lasers, mostly relying on these burst lasers to do point defense and our shields. Yeah, I think this is going to kill stuff, and it's going to look like a big joke because of how easy it is. Over crew capacity. Oh, because I mothballed this ship. Wait a minute. No. Oh, it's because I dropped off the cruisers. Right. Yeah. Okay, I forgot to take that into account. So we can store some of that crew. You guys just hang out in the storage. I assume that they're actually going to the bar. You know, they're actually, you know, not just hanging out in a storage unit, but it is funnier to think that they're just sitting in the storage unit. Just got 90 people just hanging out next to the Gauss cannons, waiting for the time that they get dusted off. Personally, I don't like Omega weapons. Anything that does not go on a ballistic mount is a foreign concept to me. Well, I have good news for you. Some of the Omega weapons are hybrid. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Actually, something that I want to experiment more with, because I haven't had too much success with it, is using mini pulsars on the Eagle with ballistic rangefinder. Because those small energy slots on the Eagle are normally just dedicated to point defense, but what if instead you filled them with mini pulsars? And they've got short range normally, but they get plus 200 from the ballistic rangefinder, so that's 700 range. That's kind of decent. And it's still a little bit short, but you know, it gives them, it's like the one chance to get a kinetic weapon that actually is in a turret instead of on the hard points. What bar is active in abandoned stations? Work pretty damn well, I can say from experience. Yeah, I want to experiment with it more, but I haven't touched that in a while. I mean, this is quite the lineup. We've got the big guy. We've got we've got this fucking thing. We've got that fucking thing. That's wow, just incredible stuff, really. Might need a bit more fuel, though, before we head out. Now, aside from buying more ships and replacing the ones that we have, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going for. Hold on. So who is currently unemployed? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Robert Smith. You know, actually, I might just fire Clark and G Hazen, and instead keep Robert Smith and Eggman, because they have better names. I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't know if the skills are necessarily... Their skills might be worse, but they have better names. You know, they've got a lot more history behind them. I mean, how could we just fire Robert Smith? That would be unacceptable. You know, he's trying to support his family. He's, at the same time, is having a disability that makes him green and grow an exoskeleton, you know? That skin condition of his. Like, it would just be cruel to fire him right now. See the amount of ramming ships slowly lowering. It's kind of a shame, but the AI on them is so bad. Fun to pilot yourself, though. Yeah, pretty much. They work good enough for a lot of basic content, but I do want to fight some of the Ludic boss fights from the Knights of Lud. And for that, the ramming ships are just not cutting it. Yeah, a small family of about 300 hatchlings. Exactly. Exactly. What ship could use mini pulsars with escort package? That sounds like the Shrike. You're describing the Shrike. Still more human than Zuck. Exactly. We all know this. Yeah, Robert's got a big family he's got to provide for, and at the same time as having a disability, like, I can't fire him like that. That would look really bad. As we all know. We here at the Chaticus unit, we care a lot about our public image, after all. I still can't believe it rolled that up as the default name, Chaticus unit. That was perfect. I don't think you would put mini pulsars on a Manticore. Although it does come with the free ballistic rangefinders, so it's close, but like the problem you run into is that why not just use railguns? Like maybe, because the mini pulsars after the ballistic rangefinder would have the same range as the railguns. And they do have burst damage going for them. But it's like the flux stats are already pretty stringent, and you're getting less flux efficiency. Now, if you get elite, if you go and get energy weapon mastery, then you can kind of compensate for that. But then energy weapon mastery is not going to apply to the large ballistic, so you're better off just getting railguns and getting ballistic mastery instead. Just seems, are mini pulsars ballistics or energy? Well, they count as energy for stat modifiers. So you can reduce their flux cost with energy weapon mastery, and they're not going to benefit from ballistic mastery. So I do want to kill this, but that's going to be a while. Can I actually take this boss fight on now that I've got the Gone? Let's see, how much damage was each thing doing? Rift Torpedo Launcher did the most damage with 3 hits. With exactly 3 hits, that Rift Torpedo did the most damage. That's kind of impressive. The Ifrits also did a lot of damage. Then the Volatile Particle Drivers. Resonators, of course. Cryoblaster. Somehow the Cryoblaster outdamaged the 4 Auto Lances. Although I guess being at the front, it does have a fairly easy time getting in range. Yeah, the Fletchet gun probably did the least damage. That's fair. Yeah, I think I'm going to go try and do that boss fight right now. And that's why I'm quick saving, because it might not go well. Yeah, the fuel consumption on this thing is crazy. I might have to get another Prometheus. Are you looking for a cruiser? How about Focalors? Coming in a missile and carrier variants and built in kinetic for 23 DP, sponsored by the BBE cult. Well, Deripiet. The Focalors you said was it from VIC? And thank you for the membership, staying a certified gamer. Yeah, I will, the Focalors was a VIC ship, right? Although 23 DP is a kind of an awkward number to try and fit, to try and work into a fleet, but yeah. Missile and carrier variants. Ironically enough, I've actually got 7 fighter bays now, even though I'm not trying to be, only 6 credits at your nearest VIC shop. Yeah. Alright, do they still hate me, or is that water under the bridge? Let me check. They're suspicious. Okay, so we should be fine. We can visit them without getting attacked. That's good. Excellent. I think I need another Prometheus, though, because the gown is guzzling fuel. Oh, it's got a baseline consumption of 20, and then it's got erratic fuel injectors, so it's up to... Ooh, boy. Yeah, that would explain that. Do I have another Prometheus? I don't think so. Yeah, and it's not going to be on the open market. Yeah, that's a problem. I would be able to... Yeah, I think what I need to do is S-mod auxiliary fuel tanks into this thing. But I used up all my story points, so I can't do that. Okay. VSE drone swarm weapon is very good on Folklore. I caught the beginning of the stream. Can I sell you on the Graft Cruiser? You can certainly give me a sales pitch. I think I've heard of it, but I'm not exactly sure what it does. Can I? Okay, so I think I can be fine if I go here. Yeah, we're going to try this boss fight again, this time with the gown, and we're going to see how that works. Hey BB, I love your videos. Well, I'm glad you like them. There's not a lot of Star Sector content on the internet, so it's not like the competition is very harsh. You know, maybe we need more Star Sector YouTubers, so that, you know, to sort of compete with each other. Or maybe not. Maybe I can just... Because a lot of my... I feel like Rar's probably the only person who makes, like, well-edited videos. At least the only person that I know of. Because editing does take a lot of time. Why does Robert Smith look like the bug from Men in Black? It's a skin condition. Alright, let's try this again. Let's try this boss fight. Construction completed. Okay, that's good. Alright, this could go horribly or it could go well. It's time to find out. Yeah, let's not use those. Those can be our reserves. The boss fights are definitely harder when you can't deploy your full fleet. That's for sure. Let's not forget that's a factor. Oh, resonators. Okay, this is going pretty well. Okay, one of the missiles seems to be spinning out and it's now creating particle effects everywhere. That's cool. Honestly, for the most part, I'm having my shields down because the enemies just don't stand a chance. They just don't even have a chance to actually do anything or get close to me. Can you do a tier list update when 0.98 drops? Yeah, that is the plan. I do plan to make new versions of the tier list when the next update comes out. Although how long it takes, I'm debating whether to just drop it immediately or to try and test out everything against like the new whatever endgame threats there are, because if there ends up being I don't know, it does sound like there's going to be a new endgame threat, and depending on what it is, it might change my opinions. I'm debating whether or not to take that into consideration, but we'll see. I'll have to play the new update first to decide whether or not that's really important. Yeah, I'd rather not get hit by those missiles, although it does look like the burst lasers are doing a pretty good job so far. Yeah, I mean, the gown is going to be a little... This is a lot easier. Let's just say that. Yeah, the one who's in trouble looks like the Eradicator's got the attention of the enemy capital ship. Okay, I'm here. What have I lost? Well, I outfitted the gown instead of the Odyssey as my flagship, and now I'm trying the boss fight that kicked my ass last time. Wait, they deployed the... Alright. Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. That's cool. I think these Sturm Fighters are doing pretty good. I mean, I don't know if they're doing too good, but they're shooting like a flak gun that looks really cool, so I assume that it's effective. I mean, just look at it. There's so many particle effects. How could it not be good? You know, some people say size doesn't matter, but when it comes to super capitals, size definitely matters. Strategy? No thanks. I think I'm just going to roll up in my Gone class super carrier. Well, super capital nonsense. I think I'm just going to do that. I'm pretty content to do that. I do like how the system is really well considered, because this, like, if piloting this thing would be a huge pain if it didn't have some kind of mobility system, but they did manage to, the Super Cruise, they did manage to come up with something that's actually, like, different from existing systems without being too powerful. Like, the fact that it reduces your flux dissipation and your range while it's active, it's a nice touch. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, you're in trouble. That's pretty unusual. That is very unusual. You should probably run away. I think that would be a good idea. So, okay, now I'm going to hold fire because I actually want to get the zero flux boost and close the distance. Even if that means eating a mine, because... Alright, get over here. You phase bastards. Yeah, the Sky Splitter actually got hunted down. That's pretty unusual. This guy looks like he's got a lot of attention, but he's probably fine. This 1v1 is probably not going to go anywhere for a while. Yeah, I'll just deploy those. I've got this thing pinned down in the corner. We chewed through all of their stuff. Yeah, so, moral of the story is, bring a bigger ship, and life will be easier. And of course, this fucker can just run away. That's what it's good at. God, this thing is... What is happening? I think it bugged. No, that was interesting. The Harbinger ship system is supposed to work on phase ships on phase. I think what you're trying to say is that the Harbinger ship system is supposed to pull phase ships out of phase, in which case, yes, it does do that. Okay, do I seriously have to chase you all the way into the very corner of the map? Because that's what it's starting to look like. And then I know you're going to split, you son of a bitch, into a bunch of other smaller ships, and that's going to be a huge pain in the ass. Okay, it seems to be bugging out when it's venting. That's really weird. That is some strange behavior. Alright, I'm gonna have the Eradicator help kill this thing, because that's taking a while. You seem to be sucking at your job. Please kill that. You're being harassed by phase ships. That's... yeah, that's not gonna go very well, is it? Bug? No, it's a redacted feature. You just wouldn't get it. That's true. You're absolutely right. It's just it's an advanced form of venting that I just don't understand. Again, this is an older patch. This is a significantly older patch of the mod, so I assume a lot of this stuff is fixed. Like this version of this is probably like a year old at this point. Yes, now that I've got you cornered, I can actually do some damage. Yep, and now you are doing the thing where you, okay, so I vent for like 2 seconds, and now there's a million mines behind me. Like, that was a very short vent. Wow. Okay, that's scary. But yeah, of course, it's because the Dooms do that. Yep. Oh boy. Here we go. I mean, this is just so silly that I don't know what to say. I just feel like shouting, you know, that feeling when knee surgery is tomorrow. Yeah, just really stupid memes, because that's about like, I don't know how to explain it, but that's the kind of energy that I'm getting from this fight right now. What is going on? Just really bad. What the fuck is going on? I mean, I have used the advanced gun range control mod before, but the reason I'm not using it is because it's a lot of extra work to manage all of that. And I just don't feel like it's necessary, especially considering, you know, a lot of my main content is in vanilla. So then using the advanced gun range control on stream would have me trying to optimize the gunnery setups and design around them. And then I would go back to my normal videos and have to, like, go back to normal gunnery setups. So it does look like, oddly enough, the Harbingers are not very effective against the Gown, because they keep using their system disruption on the side modules, which don't have which have no control over the shield, and so they end up having no effect. And thank God for that, because if they were actually disabling my shield, I would be in a lot more trouble right now. Ooh. Oh, I did take those. Okay. Didn't quite vent fast enough. Unfortunate. Yeah, you're down to 49%. That's unfortunate. You are at, like, no hull. You are running out of hull. You are doing fine. You're basically fine. You're basically fine. I need you to kill that. This is such a weird fight. So I did kill that Doom. That's great. I've still got these Harbingers behind me, but they don't really want to die, so it's going to be hard. Where are you going? I was just pointing off in a random direction. That was weird. BB, you might need smaller ships with less effect generation. Is there too many special effects? Is it causing issues? I don't see any connection issues. Everything looks like it's working. Every time you're... Yes. Strike noise goes through. This kills frames about as well as it kills spaceship. Yeah. I guess that wouldn't be too surprising. Where is this guy going? He is driving off into the sunset. What the hell is going on with you? Come back here. I have manually assigned more RAM to Star Sector. I have done that. I think I'm using the same settings as last time, which seemed to be fine. So if there's issues, it might just be that there's too many special effects now. Okay, yeah, you guys are being very silly. Yeah, I'm doing some high-tech things he does not understand. He is like, peace, I'm out of here. It's the damage calculation when all the particles hit. That might be it. Let's see. Because, yeah, I am using the same settings. I don't think there was any issues in the last one. Oh boy. It's getting away. And this is just going to take forever, isn't it? Star Sector frame drops would make the entire game stutter, not just the visuals. It's a lot better now that there are less ships on screen. Well, yeah. That makes perfect sense. We are chipping away at him. But until we corner him, he's just going to keep on running. At the very least, hey, look at those Harbingers. They're just completely running out of CR. All of those guys are just going to have to run out of CR. That's how we're going to beat them. Because they are huge pain. I should probably switch over to regroup instead of engage, because my replacement rate's down to 30%. Yeah, it's down to 2%. It's about to run out of phase, and then we can just kill it. Die. Thank God. This is just a complete mess, but we are finishing the fight. Master Chief would be proud. Somehow the Eradicator is the one that managed to stick it out to the end. Good job, buddy. My flagship's peak performance is running out. That's how long this has gone on for. I mean, the game did stutter a bit earlier, but, like, it wasn't that bad. So, if it's more of a stream issue, then my voice would probably be stuttering as well, right? But if you can hear my voice clearly, and it's just like looks laggy, then it's probably more so a game issue. Yeah, I know the older VODs, there are frame drop issues. I know that. But some of the more recent ones, I played around with the settings, I changed some things, and people said it got better. How is this guy at 96% combat readiness? That doesn't seem fair. It's a phase ship. It should be running out faster. Oh, this thing's at extreme. Yeah. But it looks like both of the enemy ships ran out of combat readiness, so they can't use their systems and they can't use their shields anymore. So at the very least, they're done. Finally. Come on, there we go. We got him. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. These fights artificially set CR high for you not to cheese it, running away with a kite for 10 minutes. But the thing with running away with a kite for 10 minutes is that larger ships don't lose combat readiness if you only deploy a smaller ship. Like, one kite isn't... Like, if you're just fighting a kite in a capital ship, then the capital ship's not going to lose any combat readiness. It stops draining peak performance. The audio is totally fine. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think if you're seeing stuttering, that was probably the game. Because if the issue that people had before was that the voice would cut out. And that's how you know that there's an issue on the streaming side. If it's just the frame stuttering, then it's probably more the game. Well, that was very flashy. I think I lost a few brain cells. But, you know, I've got a few extra to spare, so we'll be fine. Minor equipment cache. I wonder how minor it is. Well, it's got Omega weapons and Culotte class tanker. I mean, yeah, it is only a small amount of Omega weapons, so that's fair. Oh boy, we get to have this pain in the ass. Lovely. Delta site. Yeah, I'll survey that. Okay, now, I guess the real question is, do they have a secret cache up in one of the corners? That is the question. The stutters happen on the user side because of network issues. Streams are incredibly network intensive, especially at 720p or higher. Source, happens to me. Did I miss a light show? You did, one cooler guy. A light show so fantastic that it seemed to cause some streaming issues. Is there Sigma site? I hope so. A neutrino detector wouldn't really tell me. Yeah, no, it's only pointing to the things that are here. It's not. I'm not even getting any fake signals. Unless... No, I think I'm just reading too much into that. I don't think there's anything there. Yeah, let's get out of here. Oh boy. We're already being harassed by one of these things. I do believe one of my colonies finished up some construction. Well, that's the egg holder. Let's see. You're looking good. 1 out of 1 and 3 out of 3. Okay, so you're done with that. Orbital works. The main thing I need is Nanoforge, which I don't have, so I might have to steal one. This is looking good. Yeah, I dumped a bunch of money into this thing to start building it up. Yes, I remember this. It's got that accessibility now, so I can actually sell the fuel. It's currently got exactly 0% growth, so we might want to... I've got money. I've got income. I think I can afford to do this. We want to get it bigger. We want to increase fuel production. Try using the old Trino detector instead. Well, Grundlemaster, that is a very good pun. I'm laughing in my britches right now. I named one of my LP brawlers with cryoblasters House's Medicine Drug. That is a very odd choice. I guess whenever you go into battle, the captain of that ship is shouting at the enemies, "Have you tried it? Have you tried it? Have you tried the medicine drug?" Those Dominator motherships. Yeah, I don't remember if I've tracked them down. I might have to go track them down. Thank the Lord you're wearing your breeches. Yeah, I don't know what I'd do without them, to be honest. I mean, the bugs definitely have a pristine nanoforge because they captured Kazaron, and that has a pristine nanoforge. So, that's just... if I want to, I could steal it from there, and it's probably... Kazaron probably has less defenses than the bug worlds, to be honest. Yeah, Kazaron's probably the easiest one to get it from. It's the game your voice and sound is fine. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That might be an issue. I mean, the gown by itself is firing off a lot of particles, let alone the mod ships I was fighting. And I might be fighting some more soon enough, so we will see. We'll see how much we kill that frame rate. So I am thinking about visiting some of the other modded sections, like the Black Pulsars or the Lunacy. I'm not sure which one I want to go to first, though. That's a bit odd. The Lunacy is damn fun. It just completely stops all video. Audio continues fine. Okay, that is weird. Yeah. So maybe the bitrate is too low. That might be it. Because the video is just too flashy. So I can afford that. Can I afford this? No. What did you get? Structural damage, increased maintenance, compromised hull. Compromised hull is fine. Yeah, I'm gonna have to save up to repair my capitals. Lunacy like lunacy, I see what they did there. Yes, it is a pun. The base stream resolution and frame rate. I think the base stream resolution is like 1080p, I believe. Now the bitrate, I turned it down because apparently it was getting better when I turned it down before. But I think the main issue that I was having before with the skipping was because I had the latency too low. So changing that seems to fix a lot. So it might be worth turning the bitrate back up to see if that actually is better now. If you squeeze a lemon on your router, your bandwidth should open up for like 10 to 15 minutes. Alright, I'll give that a try. I'll let you know how that turns out. No, I've got the stream delay I changed to be a bit longer so that it's not an issue. Which is probably why my voice is still getting through, not stuttering. But let's not worry about that. I think I'll have to look into that next time, see if I can change around the bitrate and see if that fixes it. Low enough to go over your network, high enough to keep the pixels changing. Oh, thank goodness. Story points from... I don't know. I don't think I need to do anything there. Wait. What is the closest gate to this system? Yeah, I should just take a gate. No point in going through hyperspace for this. That's a bit weird. Grundlemaster's suggestion has been fact-checked by real Tritachyon engineers. No, they were not bribed. That's slanderous. Absolutely. You would think they would do something so unethical. Tritachyon engineers have standards. Okay. I wanted to S-mod the Prometheus. That's right. I needed more fuel tanks. Because we're running into some trouble. Grab that, and then we put the surveying equipment back on, and now we can carry enough fuel. If I go here, yeah, okay, that looks a lot better. That looks a lot better. And then when I repair the erratic fuel rejectors on the gown itself, that should be even better. If you're running 1080p, it turns around 15k bitrate at 60 FPS just from basic maths. Am I running it on 60 FPS? Because if that's the case, 1500 bitrate. Yeah, I'm way lower than that. If your math, I don't know the maths behind that, but I'm going to assume you're correct. So, yeah, I might have to turn down the. Might have to turn. I mean, there's probably a limit to how much I can turn up the bitrate. So if it's that high, I think I'm going to have to turn down either the frame rate or the resolution. That's ignoring interpolation. Yeah, probably, but I mean, when you look at all the special effects on screen, it's probably like worst case scenario at that point. I'm watching it in 1080p 60 FPS, Lamau. Yeah, exactly. I do 30 FPS for this game. Yeah, I might have to turn down the FPS or the resolution, one or the other. We'll see. We will see. I'm not sure which would be a better, which one is better to compromise. And to be fair, the FPS in the game itself probably does drop during combat anyways. That's a bit. It's like, well, you know, during combat, the FPS drops down to like 5 anyways with all those special effects. No point in streaming it at 60. Yeah, mostly struggles. Yeah, exactly. Interpolation would help during moments like this, where there's not too much change going on. But when you've got a lot of special effects going on screen, it's probably going to get a lot worse. You could definitely get away with lowering the FPS. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. For the next stream, I'll up the bitrate and lower the FPS, and then hopefully that'll mean that when there's a bunch of special effects on screen, everything looks fine. I mean, either that or I could play with less mods, but I mean, that's kind of the gimmick, right? That's kind of the gimmick of this entire run. Stream Tech cannot beat the basic network requirements to display the pixels unless you sacrifice visual quality. I mean, these guys should be, yeah, avoid me. Thank you. Less mods is weakness. From the moment I understood the weakness of my mods, I sought the perfection and certainty of vanilla. Although that seems kind of backwards, right? If they're... Yeah, no, I would say it the other way around. From the moment I understood the weakness of vanilla, I sought the strength and certainty of modded content. I've added so many mods. I touched on Talon's Shipworks a long time ago when I was relatively new. So, yeah. Order a jump to second trial. Well, let's just cool it down for a second. Second trial. Second trial, you say? Let's find it. Oh god. So this is like a super duper ultra giant, I'm guessing. I would love to see what it looks like up close, honestly. If it's spewing at this that much radiation. Okay. Just gotta double check we've got solar shielding on everything. Because I assume if I leave here, I'm going to get absolutely blasted. Here we go. What do you mean, here we go? I think I'm even getting pushed back despite being behind a planet. Honestly, I assume that this is like a pulsar ray, but just in every direction. Which probably completely obliterates yours. And the stream died? Oh, you know... Damn, this effect is probably going to be really bad. Why is the Frigg mothballed? It's a little over 240 deployment points. But I'm going to change out a cruiser later on to try and fit it back in. Yeah, this effect across the screen is probably going to destroy the frame rate. Rest in peace. What the heck is this thing? Well, let's get into combat. Hostile pursuing your fleet. Yeah. I mean, if this is destroying the stream's frame rate, that's weird because it's definitely not affecting my game on my end. So that would definitely be the stream. But at least voice is getting through, so that's interesting. The audio channel is fine. Interesting. Dawntide Nightmare. 53% bonus XP. What is that? Dawntide. Also, unknown entry. Okay. But it's got a... Looks kind of like a skull, doesn't it? It is destroying the stream, yes. Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay. Well, at the very least, we can... I've got some ideas for how to improve it for next time. Alright, let's get special with it. Let's fight these special stuff. Alright, we're going to need you to go out there. We're going to need you to go there. You can go there. The background looks a little like a watercolor painting. That's cool. And we got that FTL music going on while we do this fight. That's pretty awesome. And they captured this point. How? I mean, even if they have electronic warfare, the Hyperion was there first, wasn't it? That seems like cheating. Here they come. I mean, they've got to have electronic warfare if they're preventing me from capturing it when it's just sitting... Yeah. Okay, let's move up a bit, guys. Okay, I don't know why the Hyperion isn't moving at all. Like, even if it's trying to capture the point, it should be moving at least a little bit. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's got, like... So it's got a shield of its own, but then it's also got these drones orbiting it that create, like, separate barriers. That's cool. Yeah, no, just die. It does sound like one of them's got something kind of LiDAR array. I do hear that sound effect. Oh, you know what? I think last time I streamed, I probably streamed at a lower frame rate. And then I turned it back up for a video recording, because it's not an issue. You know, that might be it. Wow, you got out far. These things are... 53% bonus XP seems a bit... And they're probably comparable to Remnants in that way. I'm going to assume that these guys have some kind of capital ship that's scary, the way that a Radiant is scary. And I do like this thing. It seems to have, like, shield drones that orbit it, and also it's got, like, a damper field. That's pretty cool. 60 FPS doubles the need the bandwidth, yeah. Basically a PowerPoint. Ah, yeah, that's, yeah, it sounds like I probably had the frame rate lower last time, which is why people were saying it was better. And then I forgot to turn it back. I turned it back up to record video, and then I forgot to turn it back down for starting stream. Alright, well, it's I mean, it's a PowerPoint, but it's a very pretty PowerPoint at the very least. A gown is certainly not helping the frame rate either. I chose the absolute best time. I chose the absolute best time. I've just got the best instincts for these sorts of things. I chose the best possible time to pick out a super capital with a bunch of heavy particle effects on the weapons. The ships appear to be named in Chinese. I wasn't checking the ship names. Because as a streamer, you know how to describe everything in the action that you take through voice so we can keep up with what is going on screen. Well, that's good, at the very least. At the very least, it's easy to follow. I appreciate that, thank you. Yeah, the Gon is a bit crazy. 100 deployment points sounds like a lot, but at the end of the day, if you have a player-piloted ship that's that powerful, it's going to dominate the battlefield fairly easily. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, that does look like a Chinese name. Peru and Star Sector breakdown just dropped. How will the gown affect the frame rate situation in the Persean sector? True. Although I should probably read that in Australian accent. How will the no. How will the gown affect the frame rate situation in the Persean sector? Although his Australian accent's a bit different. The one that I do feels like it's from a different region. His particular one is a bit different. Well, anyways, let's go to whatever this exclamation mark is. The Devourer. The Devourer. I love that. That's great. I locked the video quality to 480p and it's mostly fine. Not ideal, but good enough for second monitor watching. Alright, that's good to hear. Yeah, I'm definitely going to turn down the frame rate next time. And turn up the bitrate, and we'll see how that pans out. Kiwiland suffering losses after gown deployment. What does this mean going forward? Yeah, his accent's a bit different from that. I've got a bit more of that crocodile hunter. Crikey. Alright, let's get in there. 203%, that's the numbers that I like to see. So we've got Neon, Salvation, a light shining in darkness. Yeah, I mean, I should name, you know what, I should just name my gown like Truth and Reconciliation. You know, I can't come up with poetic names like that on the fly, but I could rip off Halo. And then, you know, I'd have that same, because like, what's with these AI and sounding all poetic? Alright, you don't have a soul. I have a soul. I'm the one who should be doing poetry, not you. So I'm gonna kill you. Is his tone paired with his euphemisms for casualties? Yeah, well, euphemisms for everything, honestly. He's got a very dry Australian humor. Although dryness is more of a British thing, usually, at least typically, but he doesn't have that dry sense of humor. which is probably which I'd say is very fitting for those serious topics. Big bonk. That's true. You know, the fewer letters in your name, the more powerful you are. Like if you have a sword named, like if you're an adventurer with a sword named A Shining Light in the Darkness, it's probably trash. But if you have a sword named the Throngla, it's probably like max level, you know? That's just kind of like a law of nature. I thought iconic Australian humour was... Oh yeah, the ship systems. You know what? That's probably true. The mag mines are definitely very heavy on the special effects. Yes, it's a debate that has long been held by philosophers, known as the Throngler problem. The normal expectation would be that, the normal assumption you might make is that a longer, more sophisticated name would indicate a greater power for the equipment. But as scholars have concluded through rigorous empirical data, the shorter the name, the more powerful the piece of equipment, which defied academic expectations. So, this thing just got fucking obliterated by, I'm assuming, 1 million flash bombers. Yeah. You might want to not deal with that. Just for that accent, I'm sending 50 people to the dungeon to start pedaling. Sure. Witnessing the slow, painful death of a video stream live is quite interesting. You're not going to get this experience anywhere else. This is a unique experience that only I can provide. The experience of video quality not being very good, and stuttering, and dying, and then progressively getting closer to an actually watchable stream. Currently it's listenable. Watchable? Maybe. It's questionable. And that's, thank you, One Cooler Guy, for sending another 50 people down into the dungeons. I mean, this man is just I think he's Australian too, because he donates in Australian money. Crikey, that's 50 people going down into the dungeons. When will this man is a criminal beyond even what Australia will tolerate. Did you know that Australia used to be a criminal prison? It's a joke that has not been done to death, so I'm going to do it now. No matter how many times it's been done to death, it'll never not be funny. Fuck, I'm kind of losing it. Yeah, new podcast. That would be funny. I could name the next stream, I could title it... That would be funny. I could title it Humanity is Podcasting. And the entire stream, I could just make it like a black screen instead. I could play the game, but actually just stream a black screen. And so you have to entirely go off of the sound effects and my voice to figure out what's going on. Now, would that be good for viewership? No. But it would be funny. And if it's funny, then I have to do it. Maybe for April Fools. That would be a great stream. That would be a great April Fool's stream. It's like, alright boys, 8-hour stream, let's go. We're doing 8 hours on April Fools, and it's just the entire time it's a black screen, but like I'm playing the game, so you have to go off the audio. That would be funny. Your voice needs to go up at the end of each sentence for the Australian effect. Yeah, that might be right. I have heard that one before. It's got to go up at the end of the sentence for that Australian effect. Okay, so this is a big boy with a lot of flash bombers. Yeah, even I'm losing frame rate. What the? What was that? I saw a big target on the screen. That's unusual. Oh, this guy has a Rift Torpedo too? Uh-oh. That's not good. Either that or he reflected my Rift Torpedo. Either one. Nope, it's got 2 Rift Torpedoes. I see him now. It's got a Paladin two paladins, 2 volatile particle drivers, big guns, rift torpedoes. This is, I do actually need some help here. If you would kindly help me out. I don't think my enemy has really taken any significant damage at this point, which is a problem. Peru, did you try the medicine drug? Oh, I did try the medicine drug. We need... that would be funny if Perun just in the middle of his PowerPoint, just to toggle, just like a picture of House comes up, and he's like, and yes, House, I did try the medicine drug. I did. Could you work for a fleet-submitted PvP tournament, just describing action and having the stream figure out what nonsense your viewers put forward for... I don't know, at that point I might as well just show it, right? If I was doing that. Okay, that's a problem. God, there's so many. Come on, got a vent. Put up that shield so I can block the torpedoes. I have stripped off their armor so the cryoblaster can do its work. Come on, we're close. Oh, it can move the target. I don't know how that works. Uh-oh, wait. I didn't see the flash bombers. Uh-oh, that's not good. I did not see those flash bombers. That was bad. Oh, we're so close. We've got this. Oh god, everything else in my fleet seems to have died. Okay, you can stop now. You're fine. Go kill something else, please. Oh, you know what? I never deployed these two. Yeah, I think this is a... I think I messed this up, honestly. I think we're screwed. I see a big cannon pointing at me. Oh god. No, it's loading forever. Get F's in chat. Oh no, I have to restart too. I died so hard that it also made the save file take forever. The stream currently looks like an advertisement for LensCrafters, like time for glasses. Oh boy, that's a that's a bit rough. Yeah, man, I've got to restart the game, and I've also got to... You know what? I think what I'm going to do is... I once died so hard that my entire Star Sector install corrupted. Damn. Visual vomit. Not like the Going Katrina anyway. It truly did devour. Okay. So this is going to be an absolute visual clusterfuck. And for that reason, with the stream settings being what they are right now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it here, and I'm going to do another stream tomorrow, because this one was pretty short. And there's a memory leak, of course. I'm just sitting here minding my own business, and there's a memory leak now. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it here, and because the stream is really short, I'll set up another one tomorrow, and try to get everything... Get the settings sorted out so that the PowerPoint's a little more watchable. I think that's a good plan. Because I've got to restart the game. I've got to deal with this. Yeah. So it's a little less scuffed. I mean, there's it's kind of funny, for a little bit, but let's try and get something that actually is a little more watchable. I will keep harassing you until you buy Focalors cruisers. Well, I'll keep that in mind. Oh look, the main menu actually has that watercolory background. That's pretty cool. Damn, joined like 10 minutes ago and it's already over. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to do this again tomorrow because, yeah, it's a bit of a short stream, but I'll make up for it tomorrow with better stream settings, hopefully. All right. So thank you all for showing up. I will see you guys tomorrow. Did you join right at the end? Yes, you did, unfortunately. That's bad timing. Is there a Discord? Well, I don't really have a... Well, I have a Discord account, but we can... well, I'll see how it goes tomorrow, and if I still need some help, then I will reach out to you on Discord. Yeah, thank you all for showing up. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, take it easy.